If you have a high ticket offer, this video is about to change your life. I've generated over $68 million online for my clients with this exact strategy. Now I'm going to do it for myself personally, live for you here on camera from scratch. No audience, no warm leads, no BS. Just a system that works. Let's see what happens. Why should you listen to me? We got verified over $68 million online in client revenue. We helped over 30 people with high ticket businesses scale past 100K months. Lots of these people have hit over 250K months as well. The close rate of this funnel is anywhere in between 50 to 70%, which is insane. Now, meet one of my clients, Daniel Priestley, who, when he started working with me 4 months ago, he was getting, good traction. Everybody's seen this guy online. He's been on a Diary of the CEO podcast, etc. But he was not monetizing his social media at all. We helped him get from what he was getting 1 to 2 million views per month to now getting 18 million views and went from 0 to 6 figures per month with his personal brand. Meet Alicia Covey, who literally her husband, Charles, and her came to me by a reference from one of my business partner, David Meltzer, and they had no followers whatsoever. 0 followers, Charles, 0 followers, Alicia. We got her over 450,000 followers in the first 3 months, getting over 150 million views and generating her coaching high ticket program from 0 to 121 grand in the first month of working with us. Charles went from 0 to 35,000 followers because he was posting less frequently. Alicia was the main focus, but he still generated over 30K per month from his coaching side. And you can check out the video testimonial on our website about this as well. What ended up happening is Alicia, who is an 8-figure business owner, actually flew to my country to meet with me, which you can also verify on our website and you can see. She came from Texas to Serbia, where I used to live, where we met up because of the insane results. Imagine an 8-figure business owner flying from one side of the US to a small country in Europe to meet with someone just because they got them crazy results. I don't think it gets better than that. Meet Stacy, who is a mom that has wig company, which is very small. It's niche down. You would think, does this work for like smaller business owners, like personal brands, ordinary people? Stacy came in and she was having no traction, 0 followers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. She wanted to model after somebody in the industry that was creating millions of dollars per month selling wigs. In the first 15 days of posting, we got over 10 million views. 10 million views in the first 15 days of posting, and she got over 25K new cash collected from this. You can go to her social media. You can see in the first 15 days of posting, there was a video at 7 million views, one at 3 million views. We absolutely nailed down the campaign. Now, the reality check is if you're watching this video, chances are you're doing anywhere between 10, 20, 30K per month, and you want to get to your first 100K months. You were probably told by majority of the coaches, gurus online, that you need to have a crazy guarantee in place. You got to have a VSL funnel. You got to run Facebook ads into a VSL funnel that books a call and hope to close. This system worked in 2023. It does not work now, and it's fully dead. Now, why is your funnel bleeding cash? You're burning money. Chances are, if you're watching this video right now, after 4 minutes, chances are you're burning money on unqualified leads. Your show-up rate is below 50%. The leads who do show up have no idea who you are. They probably booked in a call with 10 other people from your industry, and they don't even know why they're hopping on. They're not pre-sold, they're cold. Doesn't matter what you do with a VSL or cold funnel. They are not sold and they're confused and uncommitted. They come in, they just look for information. They probably ask you for a price point, and then you go back and forth, chase them for months. And it feels like you cannot close anybody. And most of you guys listening to this are probably experiencing a lot, if not all of those things. Now, you also, the clients that you do on board end up being low paying headache clients. The leads you get are like 500 to 3,000 headache clients. They demand everything for the lowest price. Your setters hate booking them in, and your closers can't close them unless they hop on bazillion follow-up calls to talk about, whether they need to speak to their wife or they got to do X, Y, and Z. That's because you're focusing on low-paying, high-headache clients. You need multiple follow-ups to close a single deal with them, and your sales team is silently planning their exit, which, if you were in the same position, you would be doing the same. Now, when your funnel breaks, everything breaks. Your team is unhappy. Your close rate is tanking. Nobody's showing up to your calls. Your fulfillment becomes a nightmare. You start wondering, why isn't this working anymore? And your reputation takes a hit. The market shift and why this is happening right now is because guarantees and crazy guarantees do not work anymore. 2 years ago, everybody had an offer, and even nowadays, a lot of people, they're not advanced enough, and everybody is doing let me make you $50 million in the next 90 days. I guarantee I'm going to do this, or I'm going to sell my kidney. I'm going to give you my house. I'm going to give you the keys to my car if you sign up. But the market was not sophisticated and trust was assumed. In 2025, the market is burned. Why? Because everybody has done this and rarely anybody has delivered, which is why the market is now saturated with everybody just guaranteeing stuff and nobody believes them, which is obvious next step. People don't believe bold promises anymore. They want transparent proof, not marketing fantasies, no VSLs, no bullshit. They just want the truth and transparency. We live in trust economy right now. Trust, not guarantee, sells in 2025. Trust is the now number one buying factor. If you cannot produce trust in your niche, you're never going to succeed. People want proof before promises. They want transparency before tactics. They want authenticity before accusation. And your marketing in your company, in your niche, must shift to meet this expectation. Otherwise, you will lose to those who already have. Now, if you serve everyone, this is a problem that most coaches, when they try to get you to 100K per month, they tell you, just accept this deal, give a discount, work with this guy, work with everybody. You cannot be picky about who you work with if you want to get to 100K months. Bullshit. That does not work. Why? Because there's two ways. Think about two people. You have person number one that wants to get to 100K per month. He can fix 100 pain points for $1,000, work with low paying headache clients, and that he's still going to make 100,000 per month. But what is going to happen is he's going to need to build a fulfillment team that's going to fix 100 different pain points. How scalable do you think that is? Because the next person is going to be 101 pain points, then 105, then 130. Even if you get to 100, which is going to be, I'm going to clap for you because that is insane if you're able to fix 100 pain points, but it's completely unscalable. It creates chaos, fulfillment strain, and unhappy clients. Chances are, if you're going to 100K per month with this system, your fulfillment is shit. It's tanking, and that's the truth. Nobody can solve 100 different pain points. Your team solves different issues every day. You create inconsistent results, and the model is completely unscalable because you cannot even add in team members because they're not even fixing the same pain points. Now, what if you chose the second option, which is one problem, one pain point, one avatar, one client avatar, high ticket? You solve one specific pain point. You charge anywhere in between 7 to 30K. Let's go with 10K. Work with clients who actually do the work. Deliver consistently because every client has the same exact problem. And you become the elite solution for your industry. And now you can onboard 10 clients with same pain points, 10 same pain points for $10,000. And you're now at 100K a month. And you scale by just multiplying success, not chaos. Let's say you get to 100K per month this way. You just solved 10 same pain points excellently for clients, which means you're crushing with fulfillment. And now let's say you want to get to 1 million a month, which is the next stage. All you have to do is 10x that process. But I know that sounds, crazy, but it's easy actually, because you're solving the exact pain point over and over, which means you just need to add the team members that solve that, more and more of them, and you're solving the same thing. While the other guy, the option number one, needs to solve 1,000 pain points at $1,000 to be able to get to 1 million a month. How insane is that? And those are low paying clients, headache clients who you're going to chase. Have you recorded content? Have you done the VSL? When am I going to get this? They fuck off and they don't respond for 24 hours. These are not serious people. When somebody invests when you have a dream client that invests 10 grand per month, they're going to do the work. You're going to love the fulfillment. The reason why you hate your business right now is because you're working with shitty people and you're accepting everybody in the program just because the coach told you need to do X, Y, and Z. Now, who is this for? If you earn 25K per month, you're qualified. You have a real offer that gets real results. You want to consistently get to 100K months. Your issue is not the delivery, it's lead quality. And you want better clients, not more clients. And last, most importantly, you have a high ticket offer. If all of this works for you, you're a fit to work with us. Now, why paid funnels fail and organic funnels win? Well, the old funnel is let me get some cold ads in. We get the cold leads. There's no trust, high client acquisition cost, and low show up rate and bad fulfillment. Why? Because when people come in, they see your ad, they see your cold ad, they go into your funnel, they book in a call. Chances are 90% of them, they don't watch your VSL. You put your VSL on Vistia. You know this. Your analytics suck. Your graph looks like this. Nobody watches your VSLs. Why? Because they hop in, they book calls with 10 different people to solve that issue, and you're just one of them. You are a number. There is no trust because they just saw you for the first time. High client acquisition costs. You're battling against hundreds of people in your industry. Low show up rate because they don't even know who you serve. Because remember the guy number one, which most of you are, they're fixing everybody. So how, if I book a call, do I know this is a solution for me or not? Because you're solving everybody's issue. You're going to accept anything from anybody just to be able to generate some money. Now, what if you do another way, which is the new organic funnel? You get warm leads, you get high trust, low client acquisition costs, high show up rate, up to 90% show rate, and 40 to 60% of close rate on average for our clients. How does it work? Premium buyers ask only two questions. They don't ask, can I speak to my wife? I need to speak to my board or something like that. They buy based on logic and value, not based on emotion. So when someone pays you 10 to 30K, they expect results, but they expect them in logic and value. They're going to ask you, what is the ROI? What is the value of the program? How does it work? How fast? How much do I need to be involved? Done. If you're selling high ticket offer, you know what I'm talking about. It's all about ROI and producing value. There's no emotions, there's logic and value. Now, this is the most scalable model in 2025. Your team solves one problem repeatedly, results become predictable, case studies stack effortlessly, referrals spike, sales get easier, and success becomes inevitable. What is the system, the organic funnel? It is a 6-step process that's going to start you from zero to getting to your first 100K month. Step number 1 is follower ads. Step number 2, content ecosystem. Step 3, messenger ads. Step 4, dynamic asset. Step 5, DM or cold close. And step 6, retargeting. Let's dive into each and every one of these. Now, when it comes to the follower ads, you got to attract the right people first. You need to run follower ads via Instagram desktop, not over the phone, not over the ads manager, because you cannot track the followers, and over the phone, you're going to pay the Apple fees, which are over 20%. Makes no sense. Use 3 different video types: action driven, problem solution, credibility driven for your follower ads. Bring only ICP followers. That means ideal client profile. You want to target interest-based followers that are going to be directly ready to buy from you. So not just any followers, it needs to be your dream ideal client. You build the audience before selling, and instead of increasing virality, you chase relevance. Why does this matter? Well, because the common misconception is that you need millions of followers to get to 100K per month. But what you don't, you actually need buyers. Let me put this in 2 rooms for you. If I put you in a room of 1 million random people, but they don't know you, you just chase virality, you've done some memes, you've done some funny content, they're not going to buy. It's going to be pointless. But if I put you in room number 2, which is 10,000, imagine your dream client that you probably have one client right now that you think about, that you say, fuck, if I had this guy times 100, I would be fulfilling, I would be crushing, I would be happy. They wouldn't bother me. Think about a room of 10,000 people just like that person. Priceless, priceless, ready to go, not headache client, ready to pay you, will put in the work, and you're going to be happy and crushing it. While the million people, maybe some of them convert, but who knows? Low paying headache clients, some are going to be decent ones, but why? You have to chase virality, get bazillions of views, which nowadays on social media, it's not as easy as it used to be before. So why would you focus on this when you actually need the buyers? Now, step number two is the content ecosystem. You got to warm up these people before you're selling. So you have three different types of content: short form content, which grabs the attention and showcases your expertise. Most founders focus by selling too early. You want to warm up your audience and you want to sell later. And this doubles your closing rate. Then the second type of content is long form content, which is going to create that authority. So you go into the shorts, you create credibility content, action driven, you solve people's pain points. But now you go into the long form content where you actually show who you done this for, how the system works, how fast does it work, show testimonials, show social proof, etc. The third type of content is going to be story sequences. And to me, stories are the number one way to sell online. Think about it. The way that I think about stories is that each story gets you 1% closer to closing somebody. So now if somebody sees your 100 stories, imagine how powerful would that be. But you got to do story sequences in a proper way, which I'm going to deep dive for. Story sequences are for intimacy and trust. Going into the story sequences, the secret weapon, the most underrated sales tool. Again, one story is 1% closer to a sale. Stories create trust faster than any ad. They humanize you. They show your process behind the scenes so that people can know exactly what it looks like working with you. And they make people feel like they know you. And they do, because if you properly do the stories, the whole goal is to get people to feel like they know you because you show them who you are. Now, step three, now that you have those follower ads running in, you get people in, you warm up with their content, you do short form content, long form content, you post stories. Now it's time to start converting, but not in a salesy, disgusting way that most of the people preach on social media. You run messenger ads to those followers, start conversation with those warm buyers, run messenger ads to your warmed up audience. There's two formats to do this: carousels, which is lower volume, less people, but super, super high quality. And you have high pages, which are higher volume, but low cost. And it's going to be a little bit lower quality. Both push qualified leads into a conversation for you, which is comment a certain word, and I'm going to send you X, Y, and Z. No cold traffic, no resistance. Get people to show their interest once they are ready. Step four, exactly as I said, you don't want to sell yet. You need to now send them to something that we call dynamic asset. So for most people, this is going to be your traditional VSL. However, your traditional VSL, just like I said in the beginning, looks like this because it sucks. Because everybody is preaching sell 80% of the time, 20% show the value, and that's why they fail. Our dynamic asset, which is why I like to call it our organic VSL, which is 80% to 90% of value and 10 to 20% ask. We're going to provide the value, show who we worked with, what we've done, how we can help them solve that specific pain point. And only then, if it makes sense, I'm going to do the ask. It educates, pre-sells, and builds trust at scale. And now when they're convinced that you are the solution because of the organic VSL, the step number five is now after they watch the dynamic VSL, they're warmed up. They want to book in a call, or most likely, lots of them are going to want to even buy. After the dynamic asset, people close themselves. They either book in a call that you have below the video to go onto the sales call and close them, or they're going to DM you and pay directly. And you're going to see that high ticket clients close fast when trust is high. There's no chasing. You will see a high increase in PIPs, which is payment in full, because people trust you and they're ready to go, that they don't even need a sales call. If they do a call, I like to call these onboarding calls because they hop in and they're ready to get on board, and they just have simple questions. Your sales team is going to love you for having these sort of calls, not the ones where you're chasing a low ticket, high headache clients. Now, if in case they haven't hopped on and they haven't bought, they're not gone. Maybe it's just not the right time. So what we run is retargeting ads for only 20 to 50 bucks a day for insane ROI. Probably the biggest ROI when it comes to the cash collected is on this. So some leads won't buy immediately. You will retarget them for 20 to 50 bucks a day. And these ads convert like crazy. They already trust you. They just needed a nudge. And this fills your calendar with easy wins. Now, let's show some more case studies. Meet Dr. Zhigang Shah, another reference from one of my clients' success stories. He went from 0 to 250K per month with his personal brand with this organic funnel. He came to us with 13,000 followers 2 years ago, now having over 160,000 followers on Instagram, over 500,000 followers, niche targeted followers on Facebook, which is his main platform, and over 100,000 followers on TikTok. Absolutely crushing it in the medical space. Meet Mamba FX. If you ever done any sort of trading, forex, cryptocurrency, etc., Mamba FX is one of the biggest traders online. When he came to us, he's already been established. He was doing really well, but has not converted his audience well enough. He was getting a couple million views per month. When he joined our program, he got over 15 million views in the first month and cash collected over 65K in the first 30 days with his personal brand. Meet Russell Brunson. I was the lead content operator for Russell Brunson from 150,000 followers to 1.1 million. If you ever saw a carousel on Russell Brunson page, chances are I made it personally. Literally, I made it personally in Canva by myself. We went with Russell from 150,000 followers to 1.1 million followers, and everybody knows who he is. He's the godfather of internet marketing, literally the funnel guy. Now, if you're looking for these results, which is 40 to 70% close rates, no paid ads, everything to do with organic, 100K months, scaling to 100K month in 8 to 12 weeks. If you want to sell out your programs, selling out through organic funnels only, and you want to have happy closers that are begging to work these leads, this is the future of high ticket with organic funnel. Now, live challenge. I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do it for 30 days from zero audience to 100,000 in profit. You will see every ad that I run, every content piece, every DM that I close. There's not going to be editing. There's not going to be hiding, just real execution of the system. And you can follow every single step of the way, just like I showed you in this video. The era of cold marketing is over. You now know the blueprint to scale past 100K per month. Qualified leads who trust you. A funnel that compounds trust, not high sales pressure. A system that actually scales and delivers. Watch this challenge to see in action. And if you want me to build this system alongside for your business, just like I did for my clients, book a call on the link below or DM me the word grow. And I'll see you in the next steps.